solutions where we help you retire before you expire. I know it's super late, but we want to make sure we get it in on this first day of the month since we are going to be traveling first thing in the morning. I'm going to make this really, really quick because guess what? I got to be up and about at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it's like midnight. So I got three quick points that I'm going to get out your way. I just want to come and encourage you. Many of you know that I'm a retirement consultant, of course. And so that's my first love on this evening, as well as life insurance broker. But my goal tonight is to really just encourage. I'm not here to sell you on anything because I can do that very well, but I don't like selling. I like to educate and inform. And once I do that, most people want to move forward. And I apologize because I am in four different devices at the same time. All right, so bear with me. I want to start off really just talking about how a lot of people are challenged this year, especially in their finances, and it is a spiritual situation, right? So most people don't look at it as such, but it is. You have to understand that we are spiritual people, and so making money is there's a spiritual component to that. All right, so if you didn't know that, I want to make sure that I'm clear about that because it's so true. And many spiritual people will understand what I'm saying, and they do have the power to get wealth, right? And so it doesn't matter what your faith is, your belief, your denomination. We're not talking about all that. We're talking about just being spiritual in nature and understanding that what's on the inside of you is what you're going to produce on the outside. Okay. So you're going to manifest exactly who you are, your inner man. I think it was Lauren Hill that said, "How can you win if you're not right within?" And part of that is a spiritual component. All right. So let's be real clear about that. Right. So when I say that, I think of one scripture in verse which says that I can do whatever I need to do as long as I do it through Christ Jesus. Okay, Philippians 4:13, and that has been the scripture. If you can see behind me, as an Army officer, corporate executive with two multi-billion-dollar companies, and then now as an entrepreneur and business owner. Before I became a business owner, I was a multi-dimensional investor in every right. All right, I was not necessarily always confident in all the roles that I had, but I was confident in the one that I knew that could teach me what I needed to know in order to be successful. I'm gonna say that again. My confidence wasn't always in me and the roles that I had. I'm talking about some stretch roles. Think about it. I went to work for a multi-billion-dollar company managing a $92 million per year P&L, had no experience in retail. So that was a stretch, right? So just to put it in context. And so every step of the way, even when I was someone that had to jump out of the airplane 5 times, right, just to secure my future, it was always a stretch. But I always said to myself, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I don't care how hard it seemed. I don't care how difficult the people I had to lead was, because I've always had to lead people. I almost was born leading people. I had to lead my two youngest brothers as a young girl. So from then on to the military, I've always had to lead. And sometimes that can be difficult, but it's part of your growth. And so as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, you have to lead yourself primarily. That's a different whole ball game. Okay, you have to lead yourself, and you have to make sure that you get up every morning and you do what you need to do, which is your passion, which is your solving problem ability, helping people do what it is that they need to get done, helping make sure that people win. I see you over here TikTok, I see you over there Instagram, I see you over here YouTube and the other Instagram. I'm on four devices, so y'all bear with me because I don't do this often, and I probably won't do this for at least 12 days because I'm out to sea for the next 7. But at the end of the day, I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people are relying on their self and they're wondering why they can't fail, but why they can't win, excuse me, and they're failing. Because some things are so much greater and grander than you. And it's going to take a team, right? It's going to take more than just you to be able to do what it is that you're doing. It's going to require you to have more people on your team to make things happen. When I was in corporate, I had to delegate for success. And so, as part of someone as an entrepreneur or a business owner, maybe you're a multi-dimensional business owner or multi-dimensional entrepreneur. At the end of the day, where your help comes from, right? Like it's not just you. One person can't do it, but it's going to require some wisdom, and that wisdom is going to come from the mind of Christ. That wisdom is going to come from you seeking God and putting him first. So when I think about a scripture, Jeremiah 29:13, this is point number 2, I put God first in my life, okay? I put God first in my life. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. In other words, what profits a person to gain the whole world and lose their soul? Yes, you can make $1 million. Yes, you can make $1 trillion, okay? But if your soul, if you're going to lose your soul doing it, if you got to take people out to do it, I'll tell you this, it is not worth it, right? It is not worth it because that's not glorifying God, and it's really for kingdom anyway, right? So if you didn't know, Shatika stands for Soaring Higher at Teaching Everyone Kingdom Abundance. And I am, making small strides in that, but I am helping people soar higher in kingdom abundance, meaning that there is a kingdom, but we all know about the kingdom. No matter what your kingdom is that you believe in, there is a kingdom. And so my goal is to help people to know that they can help others in doing that. And how do they do that? By first helping themselves. You cannot give somebody else the line to breathe and to live. If you're on a plane, don your mask so that you can get some oxygen so you can help the next person. But at the end of the day, you get that help from where? Where's your source? What is your source? All right. So that's number 2. All right. And number 3, I want to talk about 1 John 3:18. Says, I love people and I enjoy helping them. Sometimes people can be difficult, but sometimes people can be amazing. And you can't be validated by how people treat you and what they say and being easily offended. You got to realize that it really is about you showing up and giving it your all and your all, right? Like you do what it is that you can do. Vince Lombardi, I think I'm saying his name right, football. I don't watch football, but I remember his name. He said, you can chase perfection, but you'll achieve excellence. And I tell people that all the time. Like you may not be perfect, but you gotta do something. You can't let fear cripple you. You can't let fear cause you to procrastinate and just stop doing what it is that you know that you need to get done because it's not perfect, right? So let's talk about that. What does that look like? A December to remember. In order for it to be a December to remember, you're going to have to have some type of breakthrough. What is it that we need to have a breakthrough in? All right. For some, that might be breakthrough in your revenue. For another, that may be breakthrough in your profit, breakthrough in your relationships with your coworkers, or breakthrough in your relationship with your employees if you are an employer. All right. But what kind of breakthroughs are you going to need, or what kind of breakthroughs are going to be required for December in order to see you achieve what it is that you need to achieve to make it a December to remember? Because I do believe that we own our outcomes 100%. I don't care what happened to you in your past with your parents, with people, haters. People like to give haters too much credit. They don't even think about you. They got their own life. Everybody got their own situation. Everybody busy doing their own thing. People's attention span is like 2 seconds. So it's not the haters, but what can you do differently to own your actions to get more out of life now and really, really hit this December strong and really end the year strong and win the year? Because I'll tell you this, for me, November was I ended November the strongest of all the months this year. Okay. I started December the strongest of all months this year. So don't count out fourth quarter. Don't count out the last 2 weeks. I've heard too many testimonies. I've heard too many people say how they've been able to make it for the love over here on TikTok. I've heard too many people talk about what it is that they've been able to accomplish in not a lot of time. So we got to take out, all of these excuses. Because in the military, they said excuses are tools of incompetence. Incompetence. And those that specialize in them specialize in nothing else. To specialize in excuses, you'll never be able to win what it is that you're trying to do. Like you'll never be able to accomplish the greatest work that you can do. You'll never be able to achieve the highest version of yourself. You'll never be able to experience the more, right? You'll never experience what we're talking about tonight, a breakthrough, which is my word for 2023, by the way. Breakthrough is my word for 2023. And I am decreeing and declaring, if you're watching me tonight and you on this live, because I'm about to end it, because like I said, we got to leave early in the morning. I want you to know, hey, that you can do all things like this. Do. First of all, if you put him first, don't worry about the rest, because he got the answer. Okay? let me just be real clear. When you put on the mind of Christ, there's some supernatural things that's going to happen and breakthrough in your life. Okay. I'm not talking about the religious stuff. I'm talking about relationship tonight. Can we just talk about that? Because I've been around a lot of religious people. I used to be religious too. Okay. But we're not talking about being religious. We're talking about having a relationship and being able to tap into the mind of Christ because you speak to him. Okay. He knows your name. You're a friend of God. Hello, somebody. You're a friend of God. Okay. Over here. And so, because he knows you and you have been speaking to him and you've been communicating to him, he's been giving you some downloads that you just need to execute. And I'm not talking about executing when you feel like executing. When listen, it's not about your feelings. It's not even about you. It's about who are we here to serve? How are we going to show up at a different level? How are we going to go harder in the paint? Okay. How are we going to make sure that we die empty and not die full of things, full of vision, full of dreams, full of what it is that we feel like we're supposed to be doing, but we're not taking no action because of fear, which is false evidence appearing real. You already heard that a million times. Why do we make things big that's small and trivial? Why do we have to perfect everything? Why don't we listen? What's his name? He said that done is better than perfect. Can't think of his name. Done is better than perfect. Derek Hopper. Done is better than perfect. Okay, just get something done. And listen, I'm on here tonight. And I promise you, I got 3 points. I'm trying to stick to my 3 points. I just got on here because I know I'm not going to be on. Y'all not going to really see me for the next at least 7 days when I'm out to sea. So I wanted to say, let me just get at the beginning of the month and see what I can do just to let people know I'm still existing. I'm still doing what I said I'm going to do. Listen, I'm still helping people retire before they expire. So that's what you desire and what you aspire. We're the ones you hire. Our goal is to get your bank account on fire with a whole lot of lifetime tax-free retirement income that you will not outlive. We're still doing that. Okay. Nothing has changed. And if you're watching me, I am in the metro area of Charleston. You might hear my accent because I'm getting a little excited over here. I'm trying to, I need to slow it down. But listen, I'll talk fast in a minute. But here's the deal. I'm Katika Hudson, and my goal really is to help people in wealth. And so we have a lot of things on the plate coming up for next year. And that is why I need some time to steal away, get refreshed, get my second win. Okay. Because we have so much that we're offering our clients now. I'm excited about what we're offering our clients now. Making sure that they understand their net worth, that they have a personal balance sheet, that they know their risk tolerance, and that there's recommendations for their risk tolerance. That we have goal-based planning. They have their will, and they have unlimited documentations for their finances and their legacy in one area, in a portal, a client portal. So we're working on that. All right. So we're going to make sure that that's happening for all of our clients. That's our gift back. It's our gift to our clients. But I'm not here to really talk about that. But that's the reason why we got to get out of the way and have a fall break. I like to call it a fall break every year around this time in December. So we're on our fall break. So if you're trying to reach us, that's where we are for the next 7 days. And so we'll be very limited in what it is that we're going to be able to provide you in terms of any type of service, right? But again, if you're just watching the replay, just do a quick recap. And I'm out of here because I'm at way 3 minutes over. Is that number one, we are a spiritual people, okay? And it's all about our spiritual. Listen, you can't have unforgiveness in your heart. You can't be bitter and cantankerous and contentious and always offended and all these different things because that's demonic. That's warfare. Let it go, okay? It's not that serious. Let it go, okay? But listen, because you're spiritual, listen, money is attracted and money is a magnet to people that are happy. Money is a magnet to people that have good energy, okay, that have a belief system, that expect. You got to expect what you listen. I'm not even live over here. Listen, you got to begin to expect a thing for it to be established. You got to begin to decree and declare a thing for it to be established. You can't just hope it. Listen, we're not talking about just hoping something is happening, but it's actually happening. Like you got to be able to see that thing. I had to see X amount of revenue per week before I could experience it. I had to write it out. I had to experience it. And then when I saw it, thank y'all for the love over here on TikTok with the over 1,000 likes. I appreciate it, even though I wasn't even on here for that. But thank y'all. Thank you for the love. But the goal really is to make sure that number one, that we understand that we're spiritual people. And so as we have our spirit got to be clean, right? Because again, I repeat what I said earlier. Lauren Hill said, how are you going to win if you're not right what in? How you gonna win if you're going through mental and emotional challenges and you're not able to have a grasp on your offensive nature? You know what I mean? You got to get over stuff quickly. You got to forgive people quickly. You got to move forward quick, especially in business. Listen, especially in business, as a business owner, as a manager, as a leader, as an influencer, you got to let stuff go. I don't care how you feel, because a lot of times that stuff don't be real anyway. It's something that's come upon you. I told y'all what it is. I know some of y'all don't believe the way I believe, so I don't want to scare y'all, because y'all believe in Halloween, but I believe in demonics. Okay. All right. So number one is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay. That's Philippians 4:13. Number two, I said you got to put God first in everything that you do. Jeremiah 29:13. Jeremiah 29:13. And then the last one is that, no matter how you feel, First John 3:18, and all of the New Living Translation, my favorite translation, New Living Translation. First John 3:18. I love people and I enjoy helping them. I love people and I enjoy helping them, because I told y'all earlier, it is not about you. It is about who you're called to serve. One person obedience can change a lot of people's lives. Think about the people that you know that are role models and influencers. I can think of a lot of people right now. I'm not going to start calling names, but what if they didn't show up? What if they didn't go hard in the paint? What if they didn't believe in themselves? Some of you guys have coaches. Some of you have pastors. Some of you have therapists. Whatever you have, what if they would have said, no, I don't want to do it because I'm not feeling it? Okay. So just think about it. Like, what are you called to do? What are you supposed to be doing? And if fear is crippling you, again, I'm going to say 2 Timothy, the 1st chapter and the 7th verse, I will not live in fear. Because if fear is causing you to procrastinate, if fear is telling you it's not that serious, as fear is telling you don't show up, you need to eradicate it. Because listen, you got to put your imprint in the earth as well. You got things to do too, right? So all I want to do is encourage you today, because there's greatness in all of you that's watching this or watching the replay. There is greatness inside of you. Tap in, go hard. Don't second guess yourself. Stop being double-minded. Get off the fence. Do the work. Do the work. Just do the work. It's hard work, but do the work. Listen, there was nothing. God took the hardest brunt for us when he died on the cross. That was hard work. Do the work. If you're saying you're going to represent him, if you're saying that you're an ambassador and you want to be all that you can be, like in the army, like if you're really trying to do this thing, do the work. Listen, I was one, and so I'm not talking from a place of talking down. I'm talking about a place of experience. No matter how people see, and no matter how I talk about what I've had, all these different roles I've had in different leadership. Listen, every time I had a role, it was a stretch role. Every time I had a role, I didn't have confidence in me. I had confidence in Jesus. That's what we're talking about tonight. I had confidence in him. And I am absolutely faith-based. Why? Somebody got a comment over here on YouTube. Let me see what this is. What you saying? Or where's this? I know individuals that just go through life rudderless and no motor. They go much farther with a plan, goals, and determination to get things done. Absolutely, Douglas. I appreciate that comment. I said that earlier. You need to die. We don't need to die full. We die empty of everything that we're supposed to accomplish, of everything that we're supposed to do. Because the first person I heard say it was Miles Monroe. He said the richest place in the world is in the graveyard, because so many people take their hopes and dreams there, right? And so we don't want that to be our story. And so how we live our dash is super important. Like listen, the day that you were born and the day you figure out why you were born are the two most important days of your life. Do you know why you're here? Do you know what you're supposed to get? Talk to me, somebody. And I know somebody might be saying something on TikTok at the time. I can't. Let me see if there's anything anyway. TikTok. Let's see here. All right. Well, I'm about to end this. This is way too long. Y'all know my motto. I don't like to be long. I just want to be strong, and I want to be gone. All right. So I'm out of here. I got to go. But I did want to get on here really briefly to encourage you. Thank y'all for the love over here on TikTok. I didn't have a goal or whatever those things are on TikTok, but thank y'all so much. Again, we'll be out the country tomorrow through next week, the following week, 7 days. We won't be available, but we'll be back on the 12th of December, and so we'll be taking people's questions and concerns for for that week, and then that following week we're kind of out again for the rest of the year. All right. So, but we want to just make sure that we were clear on what we were working on, like I told you earlier. And so I want you all to be encouraged. Know that there's so much more in you. Go for it. Go hard. You know, hold yourself accountable like you hold other people accountable. I often tell people, I think I'm hard on you, but I'm hard on myself. All right. So go harder on yourself and get things done. Hold yourself accountable. Don't look for somebody else to hold you accountable. You know what I mean? Like they got to come a point where you have self leadership. I mean, it's one thing to lead a bunch of other people. I did that, like I said, in a few different roles, but it's another whole thing to lead yourself. Lead yourself when nobody's looking. That's integrity. That's character. And so that you can get things done. You know, every day you should have 3 goals every single day of things that you need to get done and get it done. Get it done by a specific time. Get it done by 2 o'clock. You know, don't take all day. I think it was Jeff Bezos maybe or somebody that said that, you know, why do you give these people, no, it was Elon Musk. You give somebody all this time when it could take, you give somebody like 10 years to do something, it can take them a year. Or you give somebody 10 months, it can take them a month, right? Why do we drag things around? Like, what is the obstacle? Like I said earlier, excuses are tools of incompetence. And people that specialize in them specialize in nothing else. There's nothing to specialize in. There's nothing else that you can master. Because you're too into these excuses, man. Woman, you know, stop the excuses. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I got my soprano voice on. Stop it. All right. So I want you to retire before you expire. If that's what you desire, I'm the one you hire. My goal really is to get your bank account on fire with a whole lot of lifetime. Can I say lifetime? Tax-free income that you will not outlive. I'm just gonna out. God bless you. I'll see you at the top because you belong there. And this is ending now. Uh-oh, I'm touching like a touch. All right, TikTok. I'll